Coming to you live from Studio B at KOPN. It is the Sticky's Cabana podcast.
Hey, what's up, folks? It's Sticky here with Sticky's Cabana podcast once again. It's, episode 4.
Yeah.
And to my left over here, we're going to introduce ourselves here.
Hello, hi everybody. It is your furry pal Topher.
And across the table here,
Levi Haven.
Tim Holt, Mad Existence.
Mad Existence, yeah. And you
What
all
up,
don't
what
mind.
up?
Tell us what you all play and what you all do in the band.
I play guitar.
I play guitar and I'm vocals.
There we go. And there's a couple members that couldn't make it today.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to shout them out. Good friends of ours before even band members, but Chadwick Mag on drums and Travis McCoy on bass. They couldn't make it today, but they're here in spirit for sure.
They are for
Well,
sure.
you made quite the drive to get to us today, so.
Oh,
Proud
yeah.
to do so. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We just listen to music and talk. So,
Yeah. That's what we do too.
yeah, I mean, it's just like hanging out at the house. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how this all got started.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's how everything got started. So yeah. So you guys are from Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, we're from, we're kind of from all around Lake of the Ozarks, really. I'm from the north side. And the rest of the guys are from kind of scattered around the south side. So
Scattered out. Yeah. So at the lake, north, south, when you're telling that, is that like
well, I mean,
Eldon? I mean,
yeah, I'm from Eldon.
Eldon.
And our main practice area, our studio's in Eldon.
Okay. Yeah, that
Yep,
makes sense.
So we're it's kind of centralized between where we're all from.
Oh, yeah, we all
meet in the middle. You know.
And we got to also shout out Tim's dad, Mike.
Okay.
He
Supplies the garage.
supplies the garage.
That's right.
You know,
He gives us the space.
The studio?
yeah.
The studio, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been a big
Thanks,
supporter.
Dad.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the rest of the guys are just kind of scattered around the Camdenton, Montreal area. And we did have to move out of our current space due to
1 degree weather.
Yeah, 1 degree weather.
Lost a toe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean,
We can do 110, but this 0 degree shit's for the fishes.
it is.
Well, you said Montreal, so Canada brought its weather down to us.
Did you know that back in the day, there was an AT&T commercial that they did when they were running lines, international lines for payphones? They did a commercial from Montreal, Missouri to Montreal, Canada.
Oh, wow.
I didn't.
It was a commercial. How
would
was.
you know that? How would you remember that?
Well,
Silly, stupid facts stuck in the
Good
back of the
stuff.
brain.
a friend of ours, Joe Maroney, told me that, and he's been there for years. So, but he brought that up to me.
So big question: where the heck's Montreal, Missouri?
Right outside Camdenton.
Okay.
Yeah,
that-
it's just a
Same
little
area.
bit south, like kind of just south of Camdenton on your way to kind of
Between Osage
Lebanon.
and Camdenton, right?
Yeah, it's a
little past
real wide rural area. You know, it's one of those where it kind of stretches from. It's more of a district than a town.
It makes sense.
So-
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about Mad Existence.
Well, we like he said first, we all kind of met from mutual friends.
Yeah.
Started a band. We were playing some classic rock, and that didn't go too far, and we all kept it together. Travis and Levi and myself, and we started jamming in the garage, and Mad Existence came about 2000.
Dude, it's such a better story than that.
It is.
Well, expound, please, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So, no. He's hitting all the perfect bullet points, but Tim has a very funny. The way it came about was almost hilarious because we were playing. Tim walked in on me and Travis were playing with a classic rock band, and or just a cover band, and he was coming he kind of new to the area, meeting some people. Came in, learned a 40-song set in like a couple of weeks, and played a show with us. And that obviously impresses most people.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and that kind of fell apart for various reasons. And then we were, Travis and I were talking. Travis and I have been playing music together for years. off and on. And then it was like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? Well, we're kind of talking about how tired we are playing the same 30 songs from the past 30 years. And it's like, well, let's do something original. And then it was like Tim wasn't doing anything, and we really were impressed with him. So we were kind of talking, and I had taken a moment, and I was like, I'm going to take a step back from music for just a month or two to kind of get things, my life.
I wasn't happy with that.
No, I bet
I wasn't happy with that.
You're ready to go. Yeah.
So finally, Tim texted everybody. He was like, look, man, this isn't going to work out because, I'm ready to go. And I got in with this, what was it, rap, metal, reggae?
Rap, reggae, blues, metal.
Yeah, jazz band.
What a combination.
And so
there you go.
Me and Travis come out to the garage where we currently rehearse where our stuff was. And we're like, cool, we understand. No hard feelings. Like, cool that we couldn't get this off the ground. I have my truck backed into the garage. We're loading at the time I had a Carbon full stack. So we're loading 412s in and back of my truck. And we're standing there, and Tim looks at us and he goes, so we're really just going to call it? And we're like, me and Travis are standing there like with my stuff in the back of my truck, like, well, I thought that's what we were doing. Aren't you involved in some crazy project? And he goes, no, man, I'm just fucking with y'all. And
I had to make him load up a little bit first.
Yeah.
And so then it was from that moment on, I'll never forget it, was just pulling my gear back out of my truck. Like, all right, we're going to do something.
Game on. Yeah.
Game on.
Game on with it. And then where'd the name Mad Existence come from? Oh,
this guy right here.
That's a really awesome name to just...
Yeah.
And, kind of with the times and everything the past few years and how the world's going, it's like, that's what it is. Yeah. And I feel like the feeling with our music and everything kind of represents a little bit of everything, man, and...
I really fell into it.
Such a great name. We felt it.
Yeah, I fell into it, not necessarily for the same reasons, but I'm a big fan of nonsensical literature. And that Mad Existence really kind of tickled my Lewis Carroll bone. So, I mean, and it's a good, I'll be honest, I was trepidatious at first. I thought it was a little long, but now, like, it just flows. Like, the name flows, and we're happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Lewis Carroll aspect of it, because when you guys first came out to the original location, and I'm like, Mad Existence, and I saw the logo, I'm like, damn, that is some Alice through the Looking Glass imagery there.
I don't think it's the same one now.
It's not the same one now, but we're definitely kind of leaning into the Skull with the Crown for now. But we have a Redbubble account online that has multiple designs on it for just about anything you could want. I mean, but it's got some different designs on there you can also get, but we also have like product in hand as well, for our stuff. But we've been leaning into that. We actually, Tim's cousin hand painted a big canvas
of the skull logo.
Of our skull logo that we have hanging up. We have hanging up in the garage. So it's like, what is it, like 6x6 or something like that? It's pretty big, but it was all hand painted. And
shout out Casey Anderson, thank you very much for that.
He told me, and brilliant guy, because he told us that he hit a dick somewhere in it. So we're always before practice, we're all just sitting there looking at it like, where is it? In my head, I'm going like, this guy's a genius, because we're just sitting here looking for dick.
I'll go back to our old questions. Your first time out at Sticky's Cabana, what led you to us?
That was my question.
What did lead us to it?
That was my question.
So Chad and I had played in a band that we won't name for just because we don't want, they haven't given us permission to say anything about them. Mm-hmm. But we had played with Sticky before and been up there, and it was just like, all right, cool. Tim hadn't been playing a whole lot lately, so for us it was like, man, it's such a chill vibe up there. It was like, we go up there, we're gonna go have some fun, and it'll be a place for all of us as a group to get in front of some people and just see how it goes without all the crazy pressures. And we've kind of just kept that vibe throughout the entire time. Like, we do have some medium profile gigs, but even those are just like, we have fun with it. And we loved coming up to Sticky's because it was just so chill. And it was like, man, this is like...
And it definitely didn't work out the way we wanted it to, because
No.
that's when Chad got COVID.
He was
and,
sick. Yeah.
I think the night before, maybe 2 nights prior, we were like, "Hey, we got to do something. We're gonna go up there and jam, no matter."
Yeah, we
what.
found out like the day before, like 2 days before.
Let's get our acoustics out. Let's do it.
And we just went in and we're like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Let's just do it this way, And with Chad's blessing, we came up and did our thing.
I think you messaged me like a day and a half, 2 days before, and you're like, all right, so here's the deal. And I'm like, uh-oh. Every time I hear somebody say, here's the deal, I'm like, great, here we go. What's up,
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. Got there, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Kick-ass vibe. Cool situation out there. The stage was awesome. Just the crowd, everybody was cool. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
And we definitely pride ourselves on being flexible and trying to roll with the punches rather than just being, I mean, we've all been a part of groups where it's just like, well, it got hard, so we can't do that. It's like, nah, that's not how we operate.
Yeah.
Challenges are kind of our thing, and it shows. I think it shows in some of our music as well.
Yeah.
So that. We like to play a little bit more, I'm not going to say intellectual, but I'm definitely kind of a metalcore guy, and I like time changes. I like, to mix it up, and we all sit down, and it's not something that we just get together in like an hour or something like that, So I love it when people challenge me. I love it when other people are challenged and all of a sudden they're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
And watching all that come together, just it pervades all of our attitude. It's like, oh, this is going to be hard. Cool. Let's see if we can do it.
We definitely know the meaning of that with the Cabana. Yeah, as you guys
Definitely.
have seen some of what all's happened and
Yeah.
the changes that we went through as well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. And you guys have played at the new Cabana. So, yeah.
That was a fantastic spot. Skull Splitter Distilleries, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a good time up there, isn't it?
Now, one thing, Tim, to you, major kudos. I don't see a lot of guitarists that can translate, especially with the way you play, as energetic as you are, translate from electric to acoustic and still get that same vibe.
Oh yeah, I
Dude,
can't
when
sit
you
still
guys
when I play.
when you guys came up, I'm like, how is this gonna work? Because I watched a few of your videos on YouTube, Facebook, wherever it was, and I'm like, how are they going to translate this from electric to acoustic? And dude, you just killed it.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's good to
Absolutely.
hear. I love it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I was
good
very
time.
impressed with everybody, how we all came together on that, because, I mean, we did it in a matter of a couple of hours. It's
Yeah.
like, all
And
right,
I mean-
we're going to do this.
It's hard to take that energy from a full electric kit and pull it back, do acoustic, but then still bring that same energy level.
I definitely appreciate that.
And you
Yeah.
guys pulled that off to a T.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think that was our that was our first show. I think.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was.
First
It was
show.
going to be our first show, and Tuffer's ruffling my feathers, man.
Yeah, thank you. We miss Chad. We definitely miss Chad. And
Yeah, I mean, everybody... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, even if we were planning on doing acoustic, because we've done acoustic jams and stuff all together, and with what is that thing called? What's that drum called? That box drum.
Oh, yeah, the cajon.
Cajon, yeah.
yeah.
Chad gets on
Poor
that. I mean,
Chad.
it's just another aspect. It puts us all together, and
Poor Chad, man. We
Love it, yeah.
Because the style of music, like you said, like keeping that energy, the drums are definitely a driving part of that, and playing like metalcore, pop punk, or like all the various genres that we can fall under at any given moment. Chad has to do that on a cajon, and he can only do it for about an hour before he's like, guys, and his hands are like swollen and red, and it's like, But yeah, I mean, we've been talking about different configurations, about doing opening up more opportunities for ourselves. Chad also does play guitar a little bit, so we've been talking about maybe doing some like acoustic stuff and getting him up to speed on a couple of things, so that way he's not playing cajon, and kind of like filling out some of that sound just in the back. And it's all about just being flexible, man, and just making it happen. Because if you're not playing music and you love to play music, it doesn't matter how you're doing it, just do it. Grandpa's guitars.
Grandpa's guitars.
speaking of that, bringing ideas to the table and stuff. we all have brought ideas to the table, and I feel we have a certain thing in our head, and then we all get together and we collaborate on that, and it turns into, I feel like all our songs have kind of turned into something that we weren't thinking, but we've loved more, you know, and that's one cool thing about our band, and being able to do that. You know, we'll have an idea and we'll be like, man, I just don't know, and we'll all kind of come together and put our piece in. It's like, wow, this is not how I thought it was going to be, but it's cool.
In the end, it turns out
even better.
And
Yeah,
it's,
you know.
yeah.
I mean, other bands may go through that too, but you know, it's just one thing we definitely feel.
It's also brilliant because it kind of keeps the band as a cohesive package, right? So like, we have parts in mind, or I might suggest something, Tim suggests something, Chad suggests something, or it could be me just going, Chad, do like the thing, you know, like whatever it is, you know, and we all kind of try to meet in the middle, or try to, but it's never like, you know, tabbed out and like, hey, I want you to play this, you know. So what that does is kind of brings a cohesive, like I just said, a cohesive package, because everybody's bringing their influence, and it's like a melting pot. So you get something closer to like the true nature of the band than you do just like somebody bringing in an individual idea.
We were just talking on the way up here about, you know, I think we all pretty much consider us still a brand new band in our infancy and stuff, and I feel like the new songs that we're coming up with, it's kind of showing our progress, and we're starting to mesh more, and just things are we're finding our sound, you know.
Yep.
I think we've had a good sound, but it's just getting better, and we're really excited about the songs we've been writing, and we're really excited about the new ones, and we're really looking forward.
I mean,
everybody
being a musician is always a continuing journey.
That's right.
You're always evolving and growing and whatnot. And I think what a lot of non-musical or musician people don't realize is how much work it takes behind the scenes to actually come up with all of that material, especially in an originals band where you're not doing covers.
And definitely, well, I mean, there are benefits to doing some covers for sure. Like, that's how we started, was just like, hey, let's get some covers together, see if we mesh. And then, okay, well, we got all these covers together, like, let's start writing some stuff. Let's start some, you know, and it was a natural, just a natural progression of what we're doing. The recordings that we have are definitely EP. I mean, I mixed and mastered them. You can definitely tell, you know, just infancy, just something to get out there for people to listen to. We have definitely evolved since those recordings. And I think the plan we have right now is to go back in, completely re-record stuff, as we've kind of done some rearranging with parts and stuff, kind of cleaned a lot of things up. And we're writing some new music, and I think we're going to go back in, re-record what we already have with the new songs. This is the plan, at the least. You know, whether it happens, it happens, or if we end up doing something completely new, we do something completely new. You never know how this goes. And then re-record everything and release it as a cohesive album. We record with a guy named Joe Maroney down where we're at the Montreal Rose. We worked with him, and it was just a fantastic experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was one of my questions, was to ask about the any albums y'all have coming out. So, is that you guys don't have one out right now yet, do you?
We have our EP out on Spotify,
iTunes, and
YouTube, you name it, it's out there. You can listen to it. Mad Existence. The EP is called Playground Apocalypse, and it's kind of conceptual in a way, but it's all about just, you know, the realities of life. I mean, it's just the ups, the downs, the loss of, you know, as a child, you're so innocent and you're so blind to everything, and then, you know, how terrible things can get, but also how high things can get, you know. It's not, you know, just life isn't a static line. It's constantly moving.
You're creating the mid-Missouri dark side of the moon. You're hoping.
Well, I mean, we don't really explore too many psychedelic elements. We do have some parts that definitely have some of that because some of us have played like a lot of blues. Some of us coming from a psychedelic blues band. I personally listen to just about every genre of music. I have my favorites, and I have my favorites to play. Some of my favorites to listen to are not my favorites to play. Some of my favorites to play are not my favorites to listen to.
Yeah.
So we kind of just incorporate. We're not tied to any one thing. So we have a song called 11th Hour that is, we have it just in the middle. It's a heavy song, but then in the middle of it, it just breaks down into this real cool, clean, chimey part that's bass and kick driven. And, Tim and I are just kind of doing like these little clean harmonies, shimmery harmonies. And then it punches you in the gut when you come right back out of that into a guitar solo. We like to, as we progress, we're exploring some more, not avant-garde, but, some stranger side of stuff.
Challenging ourselves,
You have to.
That's what keeps it going, I mean, every day we get together and play, I think, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with this new song, but we do it, and it just makes us better musicians, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun, and I think that's the whole ticket right there. Continue to have fun,
We have all, and that's the other great thing about working with, musicians don't have to be top of the line. I'm definitely not the best. Nobody in our band is the best, but we all have fantastic attitudes, and we challenge each other. And not only do we challenge each other, but as a collective group, we kind of rise to it, and we've been able to watch every single one of us has progressed. And that's, if I'm not getting better, and if I'm not playing with people that push me to be better, like, what am I even doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like I always say, my only goal is to be better than the person I was yesterday. So,
That's right.
Right.
Each little step is at least a move forward.
Absolutely. Small, even if they're just little steps,
Yeah.
The little steps, before you know it, I mean, it's just like a snowball effect.
That's our philosophical word.
Philosophical.
That word too. See, yeah. I figured I'd use both of them today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of your college words?
Yeah. Yes.
Dr. Sticky?
Not quite. Not quite there yet.
But you're working on it.
I am working on my doctorate right now. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on my doctorate in atmospheric meteorology and physical science.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's been a ride. It's been a costly ride. But it's fun. I do a weather report every 2 days.
On our Discord channel,
Yeah.
we've got one of the subjects is Sticky Cast.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's a daily thing.
About every 2 days, I think, is when unless
about-
there's something big going on, then
Right.
I'm in there every day.
In my day job, I might have to listen to that because
You
the
have
weather
to
has
check
a lot
it
to
out.
do with what I do.
You have to check it out for sure. I do one, and we've had a lot of people tell me I'm about 99-point-something% correct.
Better than AccuWeather.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Allegedly. Don't sue me.
yeah, I hear you for sure. But yeah, it's been fun. I not only on Discord, but I send it out to like 30 people. I'm also in a chat with a couple big name meteorologists as well, and we go back and forth on it. And they're like, "You're not working where?"
Cool.
So oh yeah, no, I don't want to be that.
Isn't
I
that
just
the
wanna-
greatest thing is to have something great and be like, you can't have it.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is too. That's exactly. I mean, I
got
could.
some ice cream. I got some ice cream.
Got these
Wanna lick?
cheeseburgers.
Sight.
You don't have no eyes. You didn't get none. You didn't get none. You didn't get none. You didn't get none. 'Cause you are on the welfare.
Yeah, for
Old
sure.
school Eddie Murphy, y'all.
From
The very first time I did mushrooms, we ended up watching Eddie Murphy Raw like on repeat.
Oh, Lord.
And it was. That whole thing is just burnt into my brain.
that's a definitely good one for sure. I watched Heavy Metal. I don't know if you've ever seen the
Oh,
cartoon
yeah.
Heavy Metal.
Oh,
Yeah, the first time
Yeah.
on shrooms, and oh boy, that was a ride.
You want a good one? It's a '70s cartoon called Wizards.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one will break your brain.
Yeah,
Just a little bit, in a good way.
in a good way.
In a good way, but it'll break your brain.
And today we have a special guest, one of KOPN's own, Mike. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Not bad. Hey, we wanted to introduce you to Mad Existence here. So got
Alright, and
the
that's-
band come in today.
Oh, so you
These
guys are part of the band. I had
Yeah.
no idea. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
You got Levi Haven here and Tim Holt.
How's it going?
Tim?
Good to meet you, Tim.
Tim and
Tim.
Levi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you guys.
You too.
Nice to meet you too.
They're out of
What-
Lake
what-
of the Ozarks area.
What's the name of the band?
Mad Existence.
Mad Existence. Okay.
Yeah.
Rock and roll band, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
At the
Just
very
two,
least.
Just the two of you, or is there...
No, we have our drummer and our bassist are previously engaged today with some other stuff, so we just decided to come up and do it ourselves.
Right on.
We
all right.
appreciate you
Welcome
coming
to
up.
Welcome to the station.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah,
nice.
Thanks for having
awesome.
us.
Yeah, we're pretty pleased. We've been here not too long, less than a year, but coming along. So
That record collection out there is impressive.
how about it, right?
Very much.
That's about a third of what we had before we moved, and we didn't have as much space, and most of the people, well, a lot of the people that work here at the station, collaboratively over many months went through the entire collection and decided what we should keep and what we shouldn't. And I mean, it was a battle, let me tell you,
I
because
bet it was.
but it turns out we had a lot of duplicates. We had a lot of stuff that just wasn't really playable anymore. Just didn't really. But what's there is fucking gold.
One of my
Very cool.
favorite
It is,
things
you know.
that I've been seeing a lot lately, and I follow a page online, is those weird record covers of like the weird, like people doing real weird stuff. Like it's like really like hypersexual or like like the old like 70s, 80s.
Yeah,
like
someone should do
underground.
like a PhD paper on just album cover art.
yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just a whole
That's what I'll do.
over
There
the
you
years.
go.
I mean, I can't imagine. Just
Like the
everything
back
that's-
cover of Appetite for
That's
Destruction
been
and that
lost
whole.
to a certain
Right.
extent because it got shrunk down for CDs. And now with mostly digital and online stuff, you don't get nearly the art. Certainly nothing that you can keep. I mean, there's
Definitely.
nothing like open one of those old double albums and all the artwork inside,
Yeah.
and then you pull out the sleeve and there was a big book in there.
Posters and stuff,
posters
yeah.
and shit.
Well,
man.
even following that, like even from CDs to digital streaming, you're not getting those, the fold outs. You're not getting
The
all
visual
those,
input.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, 'cause I think
we're
they have,
gonna,
like,
I'd love to like
description of
send
the
a bunch
band.
of pictures and like where on Spotify is the thank you liner.
Right.
It's almost. I mean, I'm appreciative for what it does do, but there are definitely some
Yeah,
setbacks
yeah.
to where you can't, show the love to people that have helped you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hey,
it's
congratulations,
like the
by the
whole.
way. So thank you for
Thank you, Mike.
inviting me. But so
Yeah.
Absolutely.
tell me a little bit about the. Now I'm doing the interview, right? Tell me a little bit
Good.
Well, you're
about-
falling into your own wheelhouse.
Yeah,
so.
but what's your show? I mean, what do you guys actually do? I mean, is this typically what you do? Is bring musicians in and talk and
We bring in the bands that
Uh-huh.
have either are going to be playing or have played the Cabana
At the
before
Cabana, uh-huh.
and get a little backstory on them and share it with our audience for our customers that have come out to the Cabana and folks that haven't had the chance to do so.
right on?
And they let us in on, like I said, their backstory, how the band began, how the name came about.
I love it. That's what
what
that's
kinda-
what I do.
Yeah.
From 4 to 6 most Saturday afternoons. So I'm totally with you, and I love what y'all are doing at the Cabana. And you're still partnered up with Skull Splitter.
Skull Splitters,
correct?
yep. And
Alright.
Iron Gate is one of our supporters.
Who's Iron Gate?
Realty office.
Right on.
Yeah, Christy Lockwood is the realtor. That's the that's with me.
That sounds sort of like a strange bedfellow. How did that come? Or is she just a fan of the music and all that?
Every year we always put a little blurb out there. Hey, we're looking for sponsors if anybody's interested.
Sure.
If anybody's interested, we've already got Show Me Guitars, we've got Night Shadow Entertainment, we've got Stick Z Records, which is mine. We've got
the studio.
Before Dawn Studios, and we've got
all the posters.
Wolf Vision Media.
Yeah, Wolf Vision Media. And so
Fantastic.
we've got a few, and then we added Christie this year with Iron Gate, and it just kind of keeps going from there.
All right, so were you doing the podcast before you were doing it? Because
Yes.
now you're doing it at KOPN, but that's only very recent here for the last few months, right?
Yeah.
Right, and we thank you all for letting us be here.
Do you enjoy the equipment in the studio and everything here? It's a great place to do it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we
so
used
this is
to
our
do
third
it.
year.
And I'll throw a shout out to our Cabana mama, Jenna Shackelford. We used to do, she gave herself that name, but we used to do it in her, what she called the she shed. It started off as a deck, then she wanted a roof over it, then she wanted walls around it, then she wanted a wood stove put in it. So our first 2 seasons of the actual Cabana podcast were all filmed at the She Shed. Prior to that, it was just audio between
Me
or
and
with
artists.
Luke and Sticky and artists.
Yeah.
Lucas, sorry.
Season 0.
Yeah.
And so this is recorded, and then it will be edited and broadcast, or is it?
Yeah.
Are we live?
So
Yeah, it's all edit. Lucas is our.
I'll let you explain.
But we're not live right now. We're not.
I just run all of the camera and everything, and then take it into software later, edit everything down, and
Okay.
it gets posted to YouTube, and then I guess Spotify for podcasting is what they call it now.
And Anchor.
Yeah.
But that gets shared by an RSS feed to basically every other podcast site.
Right. Does the Spotify do video as well?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. All
They
right.
started doing that last year.
Okay.
and that
Was the
real nice.
was the
And then
goat
we're-
at the she shed? Because I heard stories about a
Henry.
goat. And,
Oh,
first time I got to play, I didn't get to meet the goat.
Yeah.
So the goat.
We had talked.
Yeah.
We when we came back to Stickies after a while, it was our first gig with this current band, and
And pardon me, where's your band from again?
Lake Ozark.
Lake Ozark. Okay, yeah. All right.
So we had told Tim about this goat that was up there.
I was real excited.
Yeah, he was a cool,
My pet goat.
cool dude.
I used to have 2 goats.
Yeah.
Not shitting you.
A little pygmy goat, and we were like, he would hang out and he would watch everybody play, stand on the tables and stuff, and we were so excited to come back. I mean, that was going to be a highlight of coming back to Stickies, but
Yeah, he got really messed up at a rave we had. Somebody dosed him.
Oh, man.
Those assholes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
shit.
so he was standing at my back door, meh, meh, and just wanting in so bad. So I let him in. And it was all fine and dandy till he shit on the furniture. You know what I mean?
You
But
can't trust
So-
goats.
I had some roommates
They don't
back in
have
the
a lot
day.
of-
Yeah.
They
A lot of etiquette.
gave my cat mushrooms.
yeah.
And there was
What's wrong
there
with
was
these
a
people?
there was a solid line of shit from the living room all the way down the hallway to the bedroom, and it like you could see where she had jumped up on the bed because it kind of followed her and it was hanging off the bed. It was like one solid, and it just piled up right perfectly, and it was the most impressive thing I've ever seen. But it was just like,
Gosh.
oh,
Yeah.
I think the
do
final
anything to
straw,
that.
though, with Henry the Goat was he used Sticky's brand new car as
That's a
a
slide.
slip and slide.
Yeah.
He got up on the roof and went down the windshield and
taking that
across
to
the
climb.
hood.
Yeah, and came down the fender, and I come outside, and I'm like, all right, that's it. He's either going to a farm or he's buying the farm. Either way, something's happening today. And
But
yeah.
but Henry the Goat got rehomed to somebody that already had some goats,
Yeah.
and he is now a proud papa of several kids.
Yeah.
So
oh,
Wow.
nice.
Good
Yeah.
for Henry.
Successful goat propagation.
Happy
yeah,
ending.
he got to go out and
Good story.
he went forth and
Henry
multiplied.
made it, you know?
Yeah.
Henry made it. Henry, we got
Henry
him.
sold out.
We got him at a little place called Where Pigs Fly down in Lynn.
Huh.
And took Grant, my little one, took him down for his 3rd birthday down to Where Pigs Fly, and that's and he of course attached to the baby goat at the time, And he was like, I was like, well, how are we going to get this goat home? He went home with us in the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There's a little mess.
Yeah,
to
but
clean up.
he was a little bitty thing
Yeah,
back
he was.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, goats are cool when they're small.
Yeah.
I had 2 full-size Alpine dairy goats,
Yeah.
That's
and they were quite a handful. It was like a 4-H project. It started for my kid, right? That's the way it started. 5 years later, I was taking care of the goats, and he's like in high school and didn't give a shit, you know.
Yeah.
But they were cool because they cleared a bunch of land for me. Frankly, they were great for eating honeysuckle and poison ivy, and they'll eat anything. It's amazing. It's true. They'll eat it right down to the roots. Oh my God, this is your stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. I had some. What was the last? Whoa, God, that's very good, actually.
I don't.
How the hell do you do that?
Yeah,
the last one you had was a little bit less sneaky.
Yes.
It was more obvious that it was
It's going to bite
very,
you.
very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that one's good.
What happens in the studio stays in the studio.
You know, that's
Yeah.
never
And on
true.
YouTube.
No,
but that's all right.
I think Guns N'
social
Roses
media
had
is
something to
about
say
now.
about that.
Right? Yeah. Anyway,
Sure.
well, cool. All right. So what's the scene in Lake Ozark? I mean, is there anything happening in the wintertime, or is there anywhere to play, or do you guys get on the road, or what do you do?
We're going to be at Charlie Foxtrot's February 10th and on 420. We're currently in our booking season. This is kind of like what it is now. They do a lot of classic rock and country down there, so it's kind of difficult for what we do.
What is it, more on the metal side, or?
Yeah.
Hard rock, metal.
Alt rock, alt metal.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
But big shout out to Charlie Foxtrot
Yeah,
for being
definitely.
veteran owned.
Yeah.
You can relate to that.
Yeah.
Chris and I
Veteran
both.
owned. They're doing a big thing, I feel, for the music scene at Lake of the Ozarks. They have nightly music almost now.
Awesome.
So they're up and coming. I feel they're going to do a good thing for the lake.
It used to be Lodo that was started by Randall Zwarte, if you know who he is.
Yeah.
And then when he passed away, it was taken over by his daughter. And then they shut down. And then Charlie Foxtrots came in and picked it up. And it was it's a place to be for musicians to meet people.
Yeah.
You're new to town, show up to the jams, you'll get introduced to people.
That's the way to network.
And if you don't know somebody, there's a core group of people there that knows the people that you want to get in touch with.
Yeah.
And Charlie Foxtrot did an excellent adjustment of coming in and just keeping that going. I mean, they already definitely had people knew where it was, and they have a good stage and stuff, but they definitely leaned into it. They could have gone a different way, and they didn't, and really kind of fell into that vacancy and kept it alive.
Well, you guys, I'm gonna scoot out of here, but
Appreciate you coming in.
yeah, thanks for doing the show. I think it's
yeah.
great. I'm gonna go find it and
Yeah,
subscribe
just
or
look
whatever.
up on
so,
Sticky's Cabana on YouTube.
yeah, and we'll mention it on the air
Yeah.
later this afternoon.
Appreciate it.
And
Absolute
you guys,
moment.
we should think about doing a radio show where we come here and actually perform here
we're
at the
in.
station, and then we'll broadcast that live, and we'll do
We're
a
absolutely
proper interview and
in.
all that shit.
I'll get
So,
you in contact with them.
Yeah,
We would
absolutely.
love that.
all right. Yeah, Tim. All right,
Good to
pleasure.
meet you.
Yeah,
Thank
Levi,
you.
you
Nice
too,
to
man.
meet you, too.
Awesome.
One of
Stay great, guys. Awesome.
KPON's own, Mike.
Hagen.
Hey, I
Hagen.
appreciate y'all. Have a great whatever, and take care of yourself.
It's Saturday.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Lucas.
All right,
cheers,
Peace
man.
out.
enjoy.
Bye.
You never
Yeah.
know who's going to step in the Studio B.
No, you never know. And I think that worked out pretty well the way I wanted. So, yeah.
Yeah, he seemed like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, you'll have fun with Mike. Don't worry. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun time. Well, he touched in on one of my questions, about local venues down there where you guys perform at. And Charlie Foxtrot's, of course, popped in there. Is there anything else that you guys do and play at it down there?
Not necessarily locally.
Yeah.
We definitely try to get out and about a little bit more. The with it being a tourist destination, is very much more pop, oriented on the bigger side of stuff, and then
Everybody's
cover
kinda,
bands. and-
staying towards classic rock and kind of hair metal and stuff,
Yeah.
cover bands.
Yep.
And we appreciate it, and it's cool, and we definitely support it, but we're definitely on the original side trying to do our thing.
Yep.
We're starting to meet more people as the days go by, and hopefully we'll be bringing our sound to some more venues and stuff around the lake.
Love coming to shows and just seeing people show up in our shirts. I know that's kind of a taboo thing, but like we're at that infant stage where it's like, holy cow, this bar is full of our merch. Like people come out and they just wear our stuff, and it's like, okay, cool. Like we're doing something. We're doing something. We're not playing huge venues. We're not playing to thousands of people, but like the potential's there. Like with as little as we've done as a band out publicly, it's really impressive to see people show up in our gear and just come out and just love what we're doing. And I mean, it's definitely kind of a niche sound. I think it's a good sound, but it's definitely kind of leaning more towards things that you'd see in the bigger cities and stuff like that.
Now, speaking of your gear, can you get that online through your band's website, or?
Yeah, you can go to our Facebook and you can order off of our Redbubble. We also always carry shirts and just basic stuff at shows. Come out and see us, buy a shirt.
Yeah, I've been so excited about running the sound for your gigs when you've come out to the Cabana that I don't get the chance to get over to the merch table. And
I bought one of the white ones. Is that
Yeah, and we have some more designs online through Redbubble. It's been good for us so far. It's kind of like a print to ship kind of thing. So I was able to get a bunch of different stuff. And if you want a cell phone cover, or, you want to you want us to watch you shower, you can get a shower curtain. You want to sleep with Tim, we'll throw a picture up there and you can get a blanket. And
there you go.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Alrighty then.
All right, yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you're talking about how coming into a venue and you see people wearing your shirts and stuff. That kind of goes kind of with a meme that I had posted on the Cabana just recently. If you don't have... show the support to the locals. Without them, there is no national acts.
That's right.
You got to start somewhere. And,
Yeah.
Everybody
Absolutely.
started off as a bar band at some point.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ish.
Yeah, but I mean, the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, what shows do y'all have coming up?
Charlie Foxtrots,
Yeah.
February 10th. We'll be there with Lifeline. I know they're friends with you guys.
Yeah.
We met them through you guys, actually, and they're some really cool, really, really cool guys. And then 420, we'll be playing at Charlie Foxtrots again with Seventh Fall out of Springfield. And played with Justin Flood back when he was doing the BIV thing. And they're definitely kind of up our alley. So we're really trying to reach out and meet some more people that are like-minded. I know we're going to have to travel. We're cool with it. But getting in with the people that share the same attitude and the same view of things. It's not always about the money. It's not always about that stuff. We show up to a gig. Yes, we're professional. We try to get on and get off in a timely manner. We like to have fun. Mm-hmm. If you're going to come play with us, we want to be laughing. We want to be, we're trying to not make friends, but, making friends is just...
We're all about making
friends. Who doesn't want, to be cool with everybody,
Yep.
It doesn't happen that way, but you definitely try to make it, I want to accommodate people. If we book a gig and we book them on the gig, not only is the venue responsible for trying to make sure that they're happy, but because we brought them on, we try to take on that responsibility a little bit as well, and just make sure that everybody has a good experience and it's just smooth. And because if it's smooth for the bands, it's smooth for the audience, and if it's smooth for the audience, it's a reciprocating circle.
It's been a bit of a slow start this year, but we're booking and we're game for. We're game for shows. We just want to jam.
We'll definitely make that happen up at the Cabana if you guys are willing to drive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're only 20 days into 2024, so...
I know.
Yeah.
I say we're slow, but not really, because this has been a long month.
Yes.
I mean, like you said, Levi, for having fun at the shows. Tim, I have never not seen you up there with just a gigantic smile on your face.
I love it.
Either on stage or on the floor, whatever, bounce. I liken you to Angus Young, just up there and bouncing around and playing the guitar.
It's so disappointing being tied to a microphone, being a vocalist, and my.
Oh, trust me, I know.
So I don't. Tim's 99.9% off to my left, and just I know I can feel him over there doing stuff, but I can't really interact with them sometimes. I do when I can, and then but I know that he is definitely like that energy that I cannot, because when I was just a guitarist, man, I was all over the place.
Right.
But
being a vocalist, you're tied to that microphone.
Needing that guy with all that energy that likes to get up and just shout stuff at the crowd and get people involved. That's this dude right here all day, every day, dancing, bouncing around.
Well, and
it's all about.
Yep, and to pull off your 420 show at Charlie Foxtrot's, what have we got coming up this year for our That's one of our big shows.
Yeah.
Annually is our 420 show.
We have several members of Midmo Joe's crew coming in. They do they do hip hop style stuff. And then we also have a blues rock band coming in, Shades in Blue, they're at Quincy.
Yeah.
And we have a edibles food truck coming in.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, and named Hybrid Bakery? Hybrid Bakery. And then we have Watkins Barbecue coming in as well to give some actual food. So yeah, we're ready to have a heck of a
you
show.
can't have the edible truck.
Hey,
without the real truck.
edibles is actual food.
Well, it's perfect because he was telling me they've got some French fries that are loaded with nacho cheese and brisket, and he says they visit the food truck, the edibles truck, and then they get ready for my brisket stuff. He says, I'm going to sell out. This is a no-win, win-win for us.
This Girl Scout selling cookies outside of the dispensary.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just smart business.
What an awesome marketing ploy,
It's just good business sense.
It is. Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a show for sure. Kind of went out this year, and we just kind of got creative with some shows. You have to. It's always growing. Something's always different, but yeah.
Being a venue operator is just like being in a band. I do both.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to come up with different ways to market yourself.
That's something that we definitely struggle with.
Yeah.
I mean, none of us are. I mean, I grew up with like Facebook and stuff like that, but I didn't have internet as a kid. So I'm part of that generation where it was around, but the only time I accessed it really was at school. So it wasn't. It kind of turned into my personal complain to the world platform for a while when I was younger, and I never really understood how social media works. So we're actually exploring some people. We've been in touch with some people that are going to start helping us with that stuff, and we're definitely working on. We're going to be shooting a music video here soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Working with a guy out of Kansas City. We were approached by for our song "Medicinal Love." We will be. There's a crew involved. He approached us and has just really brought some stuff to the table that we wouldn't have known what to do. So even though we have a small following, our numbers are small. As far as social media goes, our shows are usually pretty. They've just been growing, and we're getting approached by people that I feel are out of our league. Personally, so it feels good and lets us know that we're kind of headed in the right direction, and what we're doing is, effective. But we're definitely
Shout out to all our followers on Facebook. Facebook's probably our biggest platform that we really don't know what we're doing with, but thanks to the 650 or so people that are following and all the likes that we've gotten, it's been very cool, and we really, really appreciate that. And even just to check out a song here and there, it just makes my day. So,
and have you all got any other shout outs you want to make while you're in that vein of?
Oh yeah, always. We talked about him earlier, but shout out Chadwick Mag. And shout out Travis McCoy, the two of us that aren't here today, but They are with us in spirit and are both huge. This band, if you take anybody, individually, this band wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mike and Deb Holt for the garage time and the awesome studio that we get to play in every day. It's pretty much made it our home.
Bethany Gregory from Charlie Foxtrot's definitely given us some love. Lisa Harvey, who works at Charlie Foxtrot's, that really kind of pushed for them to have us because she enjoyed what we did. Thanks to Sticky's Cabana for having a podcast and
thank you very
coming
much.
up and playing and treating us
Topher
good
for our sound.
Yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
Lucas for the video.
That's my thing as a sound guy is I'm always trying to, I guess, one up for the bands.
We love it. We
make you
appreciate
guys.
Man,
sound
we
as
did
good
we did your Battle of the Bands. I love how that kind of came about and the effects that it had on us and the growth that we got from it. And just the love that we were shown by everybody that was there. And, because we came up with nobody. It wasn't our area, and we knew that we weren't coming up there to compete. We were just coming up there to play, which is kind of our attitude anyways. We're not really in competition with anybody. We just go up and we just try to play the best to one or
I always
1,000.
think I'm playing in a stadium, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, Tin Man, that's the best attitude to have is whether you're playing for 1, 10, or 10,000 is you just give it your all and...
Thanks for coming out, buddy.
Let me shake your hand.
Yeah.
We definitely like to interact on stage, and we definitely like we have our shows where we try to pack in as much as possible, but the best ones are the loose ones where we get to talk to people and we get to make fun of each other and just interact as friends like we do when we normally are just together, and that is our ultimate vibe. I personally, that's not what we aim for. It's something that happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but that's generally our attitude towards each other. It's just, who's going to make who laugh today?
Right. Yeah. Well, a band is, I liken it to a family, and when you play your live shows, you're inviting the audience to become a member of the family, and that's a big thing with our customers at the Cabana is you come out to the Cabana, you are one of the Cabana family. It's the same with the bands as well.
Sticky has treated me good from the very first time I've been up there. Before I knew everybody and got to know everybody, he approached us and was talking to us and really took care of us for our travels and stuff. And that's definitely a not something everybody tries to reach out and do, especially when they haven't even heard you play yet. I don't think we'd even played yet, and he was trying to take care of us, and that's something that not a lot of people do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I know that guy, Sticky.
Yay, Sticky.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's brown and sticky?
Yeah, Sticky.
A stick.
A stick. Yeah. You got anything else?
They heard about how your nickname came about, didn't they?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know if they ever did. No,
I remember that question, I think, and you gave people some time.
Our first year.
Yeah, a different answer every time. I did it. We did that for a reason, and some of them were kind of hard to come up with because I'm like, what am I gonna do this week? And,
yeah, but all but two of them were true.
Yeah. All but two were true.
I remember seeing that on a podcast. I think last year was kind of hazy for me, but yeah.
Well, last year wasn't.
Last year was Guess the MOS.
Yeah,
that's right. I remember that one.
The 5 owners at the time, 4 of us were military, and it was put out there. And I don't think we ever had.
Never did have a winner.
A winner.
Never did have one.
To the best of my knowledge, from what you told me, was there was only 2 that were guessed correctly.
Yeah. Had 2 guessed correctly, and it was never me and Topher. Yeah. Yeah, they look at me and they're like, all right, I don't know. What's this big SOB done? What is he, an MP somewhere or something? Wrong. No.
Well, can we go ahead now that so Sticky was a tanker mechanic?
A DAT? Did they call you guys DATs back in the day? Or what?
Yeah. So I was armor crewman.
Okay.
I actually welded tank tracks. That was my job. That was it. Nothing glorious at all in the military. That was my job, And
I was kind of the other end of the spectrum. I was a combat engineer, 12 Bravo, Hoorah, S.A. Ons brothers. Alcoholics with, or what was it they called us? Basically, we like to play with angry putty. If it had anything to do with, when it absolutely positively has to be destroyed overnight, call the engineers.
Yeah.
That's right.
We just blow it up.
It's,
Yeah, I mean,
well, we tell y'all where to shoot, and you just.
Yeah.
And if the whatever round doesn't make it out of the main barrel, we go in with our C4 and whatever and finish the job.
Yeah.
Or we keep the opposing tanks from getting to you.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That was one of our biggest jobs over in Iraq during Desert Storm was putting up or digging tank trenches, putting up obstacles for them to not breach. I was lucky enough to be one of the first rotations to NTC out of Fort Irwin, California, to rotate through after Desert Storm. And we completely obliterated the Op 4, the opposing force.
Yep.
And rumor has it that after we went through there with the tanker groups out of Texas, they had to, I don't want to say fire, but basically all the lower cadre was completely replaced, and
Really?
they sent them over to the Middle East to relearn the tactics to be taught at NTC, because everything they had been teaching up to that point was what we learned in World War II and the Africa Corps. And what happened to us in the Middle East was completely removed from what was done in World War II. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not military, but I am a history fanatic. I love learning about possibly the most horrendous, and well, it was the most horrendous and tactic-changing, game-changing war, which was World War I.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I just absolutely love learning about that. And I mean, in depth. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I do a lot of my own research just because I am fascinated by history and how we ended up where we are. And it does tie into our band name, Mad Existence. I mean, that's kind of, but, I can't personally relate to anything. I have the utmost respect for Tim, what he did. You guys as well.
Yeah, you guys.
But
Thank you.
it is fascinating. I do, I'm not that guy that just has The Art of War on my bookshelf.
Right.
I love my favorite classes in high school. I was a Civil War reenactor. Never in the military.
I did that
never in the
too.
military, but I
Yeah.
was always fascinated with it and the
Yeah.
history. I was more the history guy. I never wanted to go hurt anybody. I never had the desire to join up. I personally knew I wouldn't do well because I've got some attitude issues. But
I did have. Oh, yeah.
I've heard they take them out of you.
Yeah,
but
they
I
took
mean,
them
it
out
just-
of me.
Get squared away real quick.
I just know that there was a lot harder guys out there doing a lot harder stuff than I was doing, but I mean that like what you said with the tactics changing and stuff like that. It's so fascinating to watch how we respond or how we learn and grow our military forces to adapt to things, and not even just us. The French during World War I were still riding horses and carrying swords and wearing bright colored uniforms, where when Germany came through Poland, in World War I, when they were coming west, they were wearing smoke gray and they were bombing everything, and you couldn't see, you couldn't tell how many of them there were. I mean, it was tactics, and watching these things evolve and how it's affected how we do things now, it's just impressive to me, because I'll never understand it.
Yeah.
But I can try.
Yeah. Well, shout out for Tim there. You're military as well.
Yep,
Right?
Air Force, 20 years Air Force, Security Forces.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boys, Fire Team 69. If you guys hear this, they'll like to hear that.
Yeah.
So, your brothers and sisters you stay in contact with,
Yeah.
friends you never lose.
That
Don't
was
see them for a really long time, and it's like you're sitting with them like it was
brotherhood.
yesterday. Yeah.
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 That's the whole reason I got on Facebook to even start with, was to
Yeah, me too.
reach out and
Same
touch,
thing.
get back in touch with the guys that I served with over in Iraq, and at Fort Leonard Wood before and after. Just, what was that, 5 years ago? 3 years ago. A buddy of mine that I served with at Wood and over in Iraq, when we came back after he got out, he moved back to, I want to say, Arizona. We became friends again over Facebook, and he and his wife recently moved down to Lake of the Ozark area, and he told me he was going to be in Missouri again, where's somewhere we can meet. We met up in Jeff City.
Very cool.
Had lunch at the jailhouse or something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
that doesn't sound like
Yeah.
good food. I don't know.
No, actually, the food was excellent.
I can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But he and his wife ended up coming out to one of the bomb shows in a vase at Boogers, I think it was, or Bullshooters was it at the time. But like you say, man, we hadn't seen each other for 30 years.
Yep.
And we sat down at that table having lunch, and it was like 30 years
Yeah.
hadn't even passed.
Yeah,
it was
that's right.
yesterday.
Yep, for sure.
I got a text group of buddies, about 12 friends of mine, and we've been texting and keeping in contact every day, probably for the past year and a half, 2 years,
Yeah.
And it's cool, I haven't seen them in so long, but, when we all do get together, it'll be like you said, like you just saw each other yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, the fifth
That's the biggest
engineers
thing.
that I was assigned to, we have a biannual meeting down around Fort Leonard Wood, Lebanon area. But I'm an admin on our battalion site on Facebook, and I actually created the Delta Company Facebook page, which after we got back from the desert, we had the reduction in force about a year later in '92. So Delta Company was disbanded, and all the members were put in throughout the rest of the battalion. But all the guys wanted to keep Delta dogs alive, so we created the Facebook page, and
There you
I
go.
mean, we've got officers, enlisted, NCOs are all part of that page, and it's like everybody's an equal here. There's
That's
no
right.
rank and structure. Everybody's everybody.
Yep, that's right.
And
Is that where you finally get to tell people what you've really been thinking?
You don't, you don't really talk about too much you're talking
Yeah.
about in that group. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the fifth on that one.
That's right.
I know personally for me, interacting with people outside of the band, because we do spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
It's like a marriage.
Well, yeah, and I mean, and
He's the
I don't
wife.
know if
Just throwing it out there.
don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But I have to interact with people in my job on a daily basis, and I have to hold back because it's like I cannot talk to the people that work for me the way that I talk to my band members. You just can't, because and it's happened, and I've had to double back and apologize a little bit, but I totally I can relate to that a little bit.
You have anything you want to add here?
I think we're good.
I think we are.
We've talked about all the Cabana happenings and everything that's going on
I know
with Mad
what we can add.
Existence. And
I know what we can add here.
what can you add?
Shout out how to get a hold of y'all.
There you
Yep.
go.
Facebook, Mad Existence LOZ.
Oh, we took the LOZ off now. It's gone.
Okay.
legal
Facebook,
now,
Mad
buddy.
Existence. We practice on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I tell you what, if you're in the area on Fridays, the garage is usually open around 7. We got a good place to chill and hang out, and definitely love company, and
Yeah, I've seen your post for that. And
very
Yeah.
happy and willing to share our music and our sound and get it out there. And
I mean,
Come on
a
by.
couple beers never hurt nobody. We don't ever get shitty, but we definitely like to just hang out. It's a place for us to socialize for sure.
yeah.
You can get also, aside from Facebook, you can get a hold of us at madexistenceloz@gmail.com. We prefer most of our business stuff to go through there, but you can message the Facebook page and we can redirect it there, and however you got. I mean, there's phone numbers attached to everything. You can get a hold of us multiple ways.
And y'all are on YouTube?
We have music on YouTube. We have music on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes. You can support us on our Redbubble.
Search Mad Existence, one word, on Redbubble. We have a few designs on there. Any support that we're getting right now is crucial in these stages of what we're doing. So yeah, we don't have we're not really about the money. We just want to get out and play and hang out with some really cool people.
Yeah.
Like we're doing here.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, this is fantastic.
Awesome.
I'd give it 5 stars.
Levi gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, it's a good,
That's
it's
right.
a good
Two
one.
thumbs way up.
You just need to set this up as an Airbnb.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint. There's nowhere
That's
to
what the
sleep.
couch is for out there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's all good.
I'm a musician. I've slept on pieces of floor.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, gentlemen, definitely appreciate y'all showing up. Y'all, watch out for these guys because I can see right now big things are coming. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Appreciate
for sure.
that.
For sure.
Appreciate your support and
Oh, yeah.
giving us this time. This
Absolutely.
is cool.
Absolutely.
I'd like to say hi to my daughter, Emma Jean Chops.
There
Dude,
you go.
Emma Jean.
Yeah, I see her all over Facebook
Emma
all the time.
Jean is our mascot and our friend.
And cute as a damn button.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I see her all the time on there. I'm just laughing all the time. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of all the social medias, remember on YouTube and Spotify, if you do so, I'm not on that platform, but like, subscribe, please comment. That tweaks the algorithm and points more people our direction.
And I like replying back.
ya?
Sometimes.
It's that sense of power it gives
Yeah,
you, isn't it?
yeah.
Just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
Good, bad, ugly, otherwise,
Yeah, I do.
The
like,
comments all help. The big thumbs up.
Yeah. and-
Subscribe. Sticky's Cabana.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
So I laugh